if you could each just introduce yourself quickly, and then I'll ask you a few questions.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bobby. I do poetry, music, and visual art. So I'm happy to be here today. I'm born and raised in Lenape land, also known as New York, and I've come out with 3 EPs in the last year, and I'm releasing a poetry book soon. So that's pretty much it about me.
So, Mari Pupeñi Pulamien. Hi, everyone, brothers and sisters. My name is Akawui Riquelme. I'm a Chilean Mapuche author, composer, born and raised in Montreal, Canada, Turtle Island. Been to Chile since I'm the age of 5. Started doing Andean music with my father here, busking in the streets since the age of 5 through across Canada. And released an EP in 2017. Working on an album for the last 5 years. But and I have a clothing brand called, also known as Kusandina, which it has everything with the indigenous and urban identity. So pretty much is what I wear. It's kind of the same thing as what I do musically, you know.
My name is Quese Magazi, Kachahuki, Joho, Jifkados. I'm a Skeety and Chawi, Pawnee, and those are my 2 tribes on my Pawnee side. And I'm also a Nogazogi, which is a bear clan of the Seminole. And so I come from the Pawnee and Seminole, and also Mexican. Man, I've been doing art for many years. I like to say sometimes, you know, I was there back in the day when like this new form of indigenous empowerment in the 90s to early 2000s started to grow. You know, I was there, I saw it, I was a part of it, and it's just amazing to see it grow every decade.
We'll maybe defer to Bobby. Just kind of tell us, you know, what your art means to you, what you consider art to be, and how you got started in it, you know, why it's important.
Art is important to me because it's part of my culture, but it's also a way for me to express myself. Growing up, you know, feeling like I don't have a voice, so it's definitely given me a voice, poetry and music, and it's made me feel like I can make an impact, you know, on the community and give other people a voice.
Art as an individual, I think it's what makes you express yourself, right? Or else you go nuts. You need to like express yourself, any type of art, right? But as an artist, it's a reflection. Art is a reflection of modern life. What's going on? As a Mapuche Chilean, my art is gonna be to reflect indigenous cause and across the world, actually, because then when you start digging in, you realize that we're all related, you know, all related.
So for me, art is about making that connection to creation, understanding that it has a life, understanding that it has a spirit. And when you understand that and you feel that, you understand the long suffering that not only the earth has gone through, but us as indigenous people have gone through. And in that long suffering is how we as indigenous people find ourselves. And that's what art is to me. You find yourself through your own journey. Your life is like an art piece. You know, your life has a beginning and an end, and in between is that journey. It's those brushstrokes, it's those performances, it's those conversations, it's those falls, those trials, tribulations, you know, the struggles and the beauties and the awards. To me, that's what art is.
We do want to give Bobby Sanchez room to deliver some of the art.
What's up? So I'm gonna do a poem. This one's called "We Are Still Here." Chemical runoff polluting the waterways, destroying communities, no place for the fish to run away, toxic water. And I'm looking at the pipelines. Light pollution makes it hard to see the stars at nighttime. More than just a piece of paper that you can sign. environmental reparations for Indigenous and Black lives, targeting communities, look at the placements of the dumping grounds. It's funny they always throw the seeds out whenever carving pumpkins out. That's a microcosm, metaphorically applicable. To Indigenous perspectives, thinking our philosophies are mystical, but we don't get credit for sustainable traditions. Homelessness was not a thing before the Spanish Inquisition, and you're lying if you think our native cultures were primitive, because back in ancient times, you wouldn't even need a stimulus. Poverty was invented in the land of Europe. Listen to the sound of wind, it carries purpose. Water is life, is more than just a movement. It's an Indigenous phrase we should all start using. Shout out to the elders and Indigenous youth. LaDonna Brave, Bull Allard, and Winona LaDuke, Mapuche, Lakota, Quechua, Anishinaabe. Environmental justice is not just a trending topic. This change in our policies is out of necessity. Cooking up a revolution is a secret. What's the recipe? Politicians need to listen to the voice of the First Nations. We need environmental policies more than just legislation. I'm talking about a shift in the consciousness of humanity, recognizing Mother Earth is part of all of our families. Stop line 3, don't let this pipeline pass. Water protectors, they protect the land. Native land stolen and they keep polluting. For corporate interest, toxicity producing. Their arresting water protectors feels like colonization. Hydrofracking and tar sanding is extermination. These indigenous lands that are forcibly taken, cutting trees, digging for oil, it's deforestation. I'm losing my patience. Too much environmental discrimination. We need representation for the voice of the First Nations, more than just a check or a payment. We need the fossil fuel industry to be eliminated. We've lost our connection to our ancestral lands. Nature is not for conquest or for human hands. Colonized fingertips leaving your prints on soil. Most people only care about the price of oil, but native civilization predates those concepts. Money, caste system, let me give you context. They dig into the land in the name of science, but this is land exploitation at its finest. One must be uncomfortable in order to grow like a seed buried underneath the river that flows. One must grow beyond environmental ignorance because natural resources are not infinite. Change the way you think about human consumption. The only thing you're thinking about is mass production, the price of the economy and tax reduction. The sad thing about the system is it doesn't function. The answer to our problems is sustainability. Earth's energy can provide all of our electricity, and it can also do this way more efficiently than fossil fuel facilities that produce toxicity, carcinogenic breathing, asthma, causing inability to breathe with purpose, affecting your stability. Please ask yourself, what's my environmental capability? The Gulf Stream is changing. Better check your proximity. Continue to speak up for environmental justice. Talk with purpose and speak with substance. Protest, hashtag educate, true search, appreciate the sky, wind, water, and earth. Thank you.
Yo, we're in the cipher now, man. There's a Hocho card that was created. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. You know what, Akawui, I want to throw it back to you. When we, art as resistance, that's a broad topic. Hearing Quese speak makes me think of hip hop, the origins of hip hop, how indigeneity incorporated what hip hop became as a method of expression. And so I want to give you a chance to speak on how indigeneity and hip hop blended for you. What does that mean for you in your art?
Hip hop, it's a way to express yourself, right? I started, as I said, like with Andean music as a kid, and being surrounded with what we call it folklorical music, and with Peruvian, Bolivian, Ecuadorians. I've been here in First Nation communities, and when I discovered hip hop as a rapper, when I started rapping, I just started rapping maybe 5 years ago. Before I used to sing, so for me it was like, well, I need to spread a message. So rapping is a way to express a message, but most of all, musically, for me, it's really important the music, and I start putting some little riff in quenas, in zampoñas, putting some charango, putting some I remember the first song, something really important to happen. I got introduced, and I had the blessing to be a part of a powwow drum from Ganawage, and I was like 5 years in the powwow trail, drumming and singing. So I got introduced to and that's how I met. That's how I met Quese in New York City. Actually, we were busking, my friend and I, T Cloud from Mi'kmaq Nation. So all these rhythms and music, I started incorporating them into hip hop, and spreading messages, like Bobby Sanchez did, which was amazing, by the way. And that's for me the beauty of music, of hip hop, and it's a way to express a message in a different way, but most of it with the music. I think we talk hip hop, but I considering myself like a musician. Like, I want to put like some quality music, and put the important thing is to be able to put some indigeneity in music. Why not? Like when A Tribe Called Red came out with some powwow, electric powwow, I was like, what is that? That for me it was beauty, and that for me they opened a huge door. Like, this is possible, and we can make this.
We've done art as resistance. I mean, Quese was at Standing Rock, Pawnee camp, and I was there that day, September 3rd, brother. And I was also there, whatever the date was, in Washington D.C. for the inaugural Indigenous Peoples Movement March, and Quese was inside that whirlwind. And I wanted to say that for the record. Thank you for being there, brother. But I wanted to put that back in your hands too. If you have, what does that mean to you? Your indigeneity plus hip hop.
I was drawn to Public Enemy in 1989 when they were saying fight the power, and they had their fists up, and I saw our black people uniting. When I saw that, it wasn't that I saw our black people uniting, but I felt the spirit come out of the screen of Yo MTV Raps and touch my heart. And I thought, I didn't see color. I thought, that's me. That's what I am. I don't know what it is, but I feel it. And that's the ancient genetic memory and historical love of how we're tied to these frequencies through music that only reaches out and grabs us in 2021. And it's going to grab the next generation and the next generation. And they're going to realize that we're beautiful people as indigenous people. So for me, hip hop has always been a part of my life. When I met Dr. Dre in 1989 at the NWA Public Enemy concert, when he shook my hand and he said, "What's up, my man? Keep rapping." Changed my life. Spiritual exchange of energy. And so here I am today. That song was created during Standing Rock. It's a spiritual song. It came from the Pakaradu ka Atu Akitaro, came from the ancestors as a gift. And they say when these things are given to us, they're given to us as gifts. They don't belong to us. They move through us like a hollowed bone, a chakusu, a wiskaru, like a sacred pipe. And when it moves through us, it teaches us how to be. It gives us the lesson. And they say the longest road that you're ever going to travel is from your mind to your spirit. And that's that journey. And so on that journey, we believe that whenever we sing or whenever we heal or when we grow, when we step into our destiny, that when that spirit moves through us, it's a song, it's words, it's inspiration, and it's to inspire and encourage the people. In this song, it says, Noah, Mini Wachoni, Dada Chikstahu. And that song is basically two languages coming together in one. And it represents our Pawnee camp at Standing Rock. The Lakota Dakota and the Pawnee were ancient enemies, had many battles, many deaths, many massacres. But we came together in a time to where we put aside that difference. We put aside that historical trauma and that pain. And we said, we're here to unite in solidarity spiritually against a common enemy. And so that song represents two languages coming together to saying that we can come together. We can find a way. We can find that healing together through pain, because it's the love that carries us forward. And so that song says Noah, which in Pawnee means like you're acknowledging something or someone or a place. And then it says Mini Wachoni, which the Lakota say is like the water of life, or water is life. We're acknowledging Noah, Mini Wachoni, we're acknowledging that water of life, that Kirirasitu, Waruksti. And the last word says Tata Chikstahu, which means from my sacred place here, from my feelings, my deepest feelings, I'm giving thanks to that water, because water is life. We can't live without water. And our words are like water. Our words can be like water to people. It can be healing to people. What is water in a sweat? What is the vapor? It's the breath of life from Creator that humbles us and brings us to a place where we tell our human side that we can't go any further. We need help. And that's what we strive to see in this world, is for our people to ask for help. What is asking for help? Asking for help is saying, make a friend, to help your people, help your tribe, help your family, help your children, help the young ones, and learn, and so that, to me, that's music. Music is healing. These words are healing. And I wanted to say that much. I'm an Indigenous hip-hop artist, activist, producer, and I thank Creator for allowing me to be at amazing moments at the right time, like meeting Brother Akawui, meeting you, Chase, and all the other relatives that have been on this. We're all beautiful people. We're good people. We're beautiful people. And to me, that's what hip hop made me feel like when I was a kid. It made me feel empowered. It made me feel alive. It made me feel like I had a place, and there was hope, and there was a future. And the future is creating. That's all I want to say. Tata chicks to iriwe tirahi hidimahi maro.
So thanks for having me. Appreciate everyone who organized this event. And if you're interested in listening to my music or poetry, Bobby Sanchez Music on Instagram. Thank you.
Well, just want to say thank you, Lakota Law, for this, for inviting me to this event, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this movement of Indigenous artists, and there's a new consciousness shifting, a new era coming up. So we just gotta keep driving and being resilient, like the way we know. And thank you. Guys can follow me on social medias and all these beautiful artists that are here today, and let's just keep shining. So there you go. Que viva la raza, and I hope